Good morning and welcome to the Wednesday morning Be the Light meditation. And when I say that, I know people think, what do you mean, be the light? Well, it could be as simple as being a little inspiration, having a new idea that you actually want to give energy to, having an idea or a glimpse of what you might be doing a year from now that would make you happy. Maybe a little more grounded and happy than you feel now. Getting up in the morning and wanting to get up and having the energy for something exciting to do, something that floats your boat. They say something that gives you a sense of happiness. So I'll give you an example. I was out on the trip. I was out on the Queen's Caravan Spiritual Walkabout Tour for 40 days and 40 nights. And there was time for me, myself, to move into new realms resiliently and discover and be present in a way to safety and people and events that gave me such an alive feeling that it felt great. And so what does that mean? That means this morning I got up at home and I rolled out and I look at the room where there's clothes to put away, there's more clothes to wash, and oh look, someone scratched the refrigerator. The guys came, they put this on, they didn't even screw it on the wall, it's falling off. Our everyday lives are consumed with minutiae and tedious details, of which often we can't see the bigger picture of that we've created that to give us joy and comfort, and yet in some ways it's become a prison. Do you think that humans that could walk and talk and move and dance were meant to create safe little domiciles and stay on the couch and watch and see what other people are doing? No. We're meant to live, to flow, and to mix it up, but we're not taught that. We're taught to be safe. We're taught to have money in the bank. Don't make a mistake. Don't kiss a person before so long because that means long-term commitment. I mean, we're so rule-oriented. We're so far off the track of just being present to the joy of the moment. And I'm not saying throw away the foundational parts of your life that do give you the resources and the place to come home to. But this talk is about what's it all about? There's that song, What's It All About, Alfie? What is the point? What is the purpose? And sometimes you have to reach your 70th birthday. And when I reached my 70th birthday, I said, whoa, this buffet of life that I've been imbibing of, I only have this much left. I only have this much left. And what have I held off as too rich for me, too different, too out of the box? And what sings for me and draws me in, but some sort of safety mode would keep me what I call a gray box. And again, this isn't for everybody, but there is a nugget of truth for every person who has settled, become complacent, or fear-oriented. I wonder if laziness is related to fear of making a mistake, though some people just have that lazy gene. So I'm not talking to you if you really love to do less, and when I say lazy, it means there's things you want to do, mistake, but you say that would be a mistake. I'm going to procrastinate. I'm going to perseverate on this little tiny thing that needs my attention. So that's avoidance and laziness there. But if you're listening to this, you're a person on your spiritual path who is saying, what is next? So I'm telling you, the way that we've been living in the 3D is not next. In fact, it's pale. It's the background. It's the rear view mirror for where we're going. But you need to generate some curiosity, some belief in a potentially better, happier future where you fit in happily. And we don't have a lot of models for that. Most of them are fairy tales, right? All ended happily ever after. She found her perfect partner. So, how do we deal with, in this moment, of finding more joy? Well, we're going to do it in meditation right now, and we're going to light that vibration and we're going to fan it like an ember on a fire. The other night in Montana, I actually cracked something plastic. I worked so hard to fan that ember because I knew that fire had it in it. And I finally walked over to ask the neighbor, do you have a match? I have paper. I needed something. And I came back and the fire went up all on its own because I had done the work. So in that case, it's just a little timing. And I know if you're listening to this, you want to be the light, you're impatient, you think, well, where is that light? It still seems so out of reach and out of my vision. Well, that's the good news and bad news. You're not going to see the new world just pop up in front of you. But the good news is you can see it inside. You can realize it. You can idealize it, envision it, and then it becomes a potential reality. Just like this became a potential reality of what you're living in now. So we're going to go into a happier future. We're going to feel and embody that vibration. And we really don't know what's going to be created there until you sit with other people envisioning it, because you're not going to create your own little world. No, this is a group, community-oriented rebuilding of all social systems on Earth. Nobody gets to hog the control panel anymore. We're all going to have our say, and we're going to work it out. We want to vibrate with and resonate with and invite in those that have pretty healthy, happy attitudes. So we start with ourselves. The happiest, most balanced people will not see us and want to co-create with us unless we are happy and well balanced. And that is a law of physics. So we begin with ourselves to be the light, which today is to be inspired for a happier future and have a kernel of joy. Begin perfect. 4th of July is coming up. Get some joy going and spread that joy. Find your tribe, circle up, and build a community. Let's take a nice deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. And the beauty of this sacred space is we separate ourselves, the beautiful geometric structure, from everything else. You get to be just you right now. Take your family out of this sacred space, your partner, your to-do list, your bank account balance, everything. Just your divine self, present here for the next earthly experience. And each experience you get to decide to do, to not do, or how to feel about it. You get to decide, choose. Your divine self is just hoping that you embody the higher thinking and feeling and emotional system of your higher self. So it's taking the high road. It's letting go of the tiny minutiae and the petty things and keeping a lighter persona like Uncle Bob. my partner's family, Uncle Bob was just kind and happy and generous, never said a negative thing. Beloved. Everybody wanted Bob to come live with them. Be like Bob. Be light. So maybe you've never known a person who's light, who's kind, who's free of negative thinking, of negative impulses and self-criticism. So let's take all that out, everyone out. And if you don't have a Bob to bring in, imagine some divine being. Some people like Jesus, some people like Buddha, some people like Kuan Yin. And let this vibrational blueprint be present in front of you. Because it's something that your mind can wrap around. But guess what? Your own higher self is right here hovering over you. And that person is a divine being, just like Kuan Yin, just like Jesus. No, consciousness expanded, connected to all that is, to the God, goddess of all that is. But for right now, let yourself be surrounded by any divine spiritual beings that you choose. And notice how it feels in your body, kind of sparkly, kind of held. And the happier you feel, the less weight any problem or any thought has. It kind of extinguishes it, releases it. And that's where new thoughts, new solutions, even a way around those perceived problems can occur. You cannot fix the problem at the same level of vibration it was created, of course. Was that Tesla, Einstein? So take a deep breath and avail yourself of this beautiful, loving, emanating vibration of whatever divine beings you have called in. And when you are feeling and registering their vibrational, beautiful presence and its effect on you, and you are recalibrating, now take your focus and intention to your own higher self, which is at the same high vibration level, over the top of your head. Do you think for 1 minute that your higher vibration self that knows all, sees all, understands human nature, is forgiving, compassionate, and allowing, ever stays in a frump? No. So every week when I say be the light, I say let that higher part of yourself that does know, that does seek happiness, adventure, and love in a state of freedom without fear. To see where I'm going with this, allow this higher energy self now. Just picture it as a beautiful, energetic form, very full of light, movement. Of course, it doesn't have a human form, silly. It's energetic consciousness being. Is the higher part of yourself that you just have kept separate for a long time because you didn't know. But you could absorb it and be it and play this game of life with a joyful mirth. It's like a Shakespeare play. Everything becomes a song and a pretend. People pretend. Their anger is all, it's such a facade. It's such a limited, flimsy, superficial slice of human behavior. And you will see that as we ask and intend that this higher self begin to come in and drench and saturate our cellular, our atomic matrix, our organs, so that any harmonic configurations in music our body was making is now raising to a new tone. The tonal atmosphere is harmonious, synchronistic, beautiful, rich, languorous, relaxed, allowing, peaceful, and trusting, because your higher self knows the outcome. Your higher self knows that you are a visitor here with a certain level of invincibility. No matter how much you trip yourself up as with your human foibles and story, you will always, like a corkscrew brings things to the top, you will always rise to the next level that your soul promised to be present for co-creation for new communities and environments on earth. Your soul, I'm sure right now, if you ask and count on that, say, yes, I have and I will and I do. It's a marriage. Say, I do to your higher self. I am present to you. I will be with you. I will breathe with you. I will love, honor, and work with and co-create with my higher self from this moment on. I am tired of trying to do it all with my human blinders on, with my human box over my head, with all that fear, all that confusion. I ask and intend to see people, places, and instances with clarity and humor and kindness and boundaries from this moment on. I ask that my backbone sing with the higher order for things coming on this earth, and that my presence emanates the potential and the step-by-step realization as I allow myself to be who I really am, not that small self that I operated within that small operations earth manual long enough. So just throw that away and take a deep breath and know that there is no manual for who you are and what you're doing. It's fresh, it's experiential. This is a initiative created for Earth. And all that you need to know is what your gifts are, what you can do, and hold that high, happy vibration. And then when you come together, you envision with other people and you take the steps to create something new. It's how this world was created, just a much smaller, human, egotistical, monetarily oriented lens. And now you're holding the divine lens. And people say, well, what's the future? It's not for yours to see. It's for you to feel and know and trust and co-create. But what people say, well, what is next for me exactly? Well, if your higher self is here, you are fully wired to feel and know and sense, oh, this is for me to do today. Oh, the old self would have said, I got to wash all these clothes for my long trip. No, this very interesting visitor in person, sit and take space with this person and then just stay up late and wash clothes. You'll get them done. You'll be so happy that you're met someone with so many new angles and potentials and possibilities. In other words, get off the treadmill of the shoulds and let your higher self sense and feel and choose. And then sometimes when you're really wired into your higher self, you might hear words in your ears. Sometimes I'll just hear very clear words. Da 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 da. And I go, yeah, that's kind of like the highest point of my thinking of choices right now. And it came through in actual human words. That's pretty cool. For some people, they will just see maybe a scroll. Some people see a scroll come down in their mind when they're asking, and they see images or sigils. And don't worry if you don't know what they are. They are imprinting upon your limbic, your nervous system, everything of movement, decision-making, trajectories beyond your human thinking. And sometimes that's more potent than just words. So how the guidance comes into you will be unique for you. But your main thing is every day, step out of the rat race, clear yourself, bring in higher divine beings, and then make sure that your higher self is fully present and embodied, and that you're not resisting your higher truth and self, and knowing that you're allowing a proper place for your ego of service to divine order, of which your body is attuned like a tuning fork. And you can trust that, and you can breathe into that. And it doesn't mean you're happy or excited or joyful. Those human emotions, come on, the words don't measure. They're the zig and zag. I'm happy, I'm sad. Well, at least right now I'm not sad, therefore it's such nonsense. When true, feeling good is being present as your divine self. And there's no big zigs and zags in your emotions. There's no dropping, there's no depression, there's even no ecstatic. There's no need for any addictive substances, because the pleasant presence of your divine self in divine order is so joyful. It's so comforting. There's no need for any external stimulation, activity, which is usually distraction, pleasure. See the difference? Pleasure versus well-being. And a happy, the word starts with B. I can't think. It's not just well-being. A sense of all is well now. And because you are guided, you know it's going to be seamless. It's going to be seamless. So it's not like we're hoping for something, because we're here. We must bring heaven here, fully, vibrationally, that things are okay and will be okay, and let's sit and redesign things. So that is the key for the better future for the world, starting with you. Being your higher heavenly self all the time, and allowing things to shift and compost with curiosity and awe that the divine plan is happening, and it must happen within ourselves first. So that's today's talk. Let's take a nice deep breath, put a beautiful golden resilient egg around our entire energy field to hold this energy in. We've made some decisions, had some experiences, and we're getting closer and closer to being that full wattage of light of our divine self here in our human bodies in every moment, no matter what. And that is our goal with the Be the Light meditations every Wednesday morning. I'm Jan Jorgensen at soundandlighthealingarts.com.